Don't touch me. Don't question me. Don't speak to me. Stay with me. The sun shone, having no alternative, on the nothing new. Don't wait to be hunted to hide, that's always been my motto. In me there have always been two fools, among others, one asking nothing better than to stay where he is and the other imagining that life might be slightly less horrible a little further on. We are all born mad. Some remain so. There is no escape from yesterday because yesterday has deformed us, or been deformed by us. The mood is of no importance. Deformation has taken place. If I was dead, I wouldn't know I was dead. That's the only thing I have against death. I want to enjoy my death. Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better. If by Godot I had meant God, I would have said God, and not Godot. With all this darkness round me I feel less alone. Better hope deferred than none. God is a witness that cannot be sworn. Let us not waste our time in idle discourse. Every word is like an unnecessary stain on silence and nothingness. My mistakes are my life. Nothing is more real than nothing. I do not feel like spending the rest of my life writing books that no one will read. It is not as though I wanted to write them. I love order. It's my dream. A world where all would be silent and still, and each thing in its last place, under the last dust. It is rare that the feeling of absurdity is not followed by the feeling of necessity. The tears of the world are a constant quantity. For each one who begins to weep somewhere else another stops. The same is true of the laugh. Dear incomprehension, it's thanks to you I'll be myself, in the end. The tears streamed down my cheeks from my unblinking eyes. What makes me weep so? There is nothing saddening here. Perhaps it is liquefied brain. You're on earth. There's no cure for that. I have never been disappointed, and I often was in the early days, without feeling at the same time, or a moment later, an undeniable relief. To him who has nothing it is forbidden not to relish filth. I use the words you taught me. If they don't mean anything anymore, teach me others. Or let me be silent. Let us not then speak ill of our generation, it is not any unhappier than its predecessors. Let us not speak well of it either. Let us not speak of it at all. It is true the population has increased. He who has waited long enough, will wait forever. And there comes the hour when nothing more can happen and nobody more can come and all is ended but the waiting that knows itself in vain. There's nothing so bad that it can't grow worse. There's no limit to how bad things can be. Yesterday is not a milestone that has been passed, but a daystone on the beaten track of the years, and irremediably part of us, within us, heavy and dangerous. We are not merely more weary because of yesterday, we are other, no longer what we were before the calamity of yesterday. The fact is, it seems, that the most you can hope is to be a little less, in the end, the creature you were in the beginning, and the middle. The end is in the beginning and yet you go on. The creation of the world did not take place once and for all time, but takes place every day. Words are the clothes thoughts wear. Dance first. Think later. It's the natural order. We have time to grow old. The air is full of our cries. But habit is a great deadener. Any fool can turn a blind eye, but who knows what the ostrich sees in the sand? People are bloody ignorant apes. What do we do now that we are happy? Life is habit. Or rather, life is a succession of habits. Against the charitable gesture there is no defense. All has not been said and never will be. Yes, in my life, since we must call it so, there were three things: the inability to speak, the inability to be silent, and solitude. That's what I've had to make the best of. There's never an end for the sea.